Fellow film fans, what up? It's your boy Tay Talks Talkies, and let's talk film. I finally watched 2009's Moon, starring Sam Rockwell, written and directed by Duncan Jones, and it is the most miraculous sci-fi film of all time. Now, when I say miraculous, I mean it makes no sense. This film, by a first-time director, a first-time writer, a film starring one actor essentially, a film made for $5 million, a film that was shot in 33 days. This film is fantastic. It is an incredible sci-fi film, and the fact that I consider myself quite the cinephile, and I've never even heard of this film until a couple weeks ago. It came up, somebody posted about their favorite space-centric movies, and this was one of the movies that they brought up that I even heard about Moon. And Moon is fantastic. It shows you don't need some crazy, luxurious, giant budget to craft an incredible sci-fi epic. And yes, it is epic. And the most incredible, the most miraculous aspect about this movie is in 97 minutes. Yes, 97 minutes. It manages to start and tell and wrap up an incredible narrative. We get to know the main character, Sam Bell, quite well. And throughout the movie, we become attached to him. And there's twists, and there's turns, and things happen. And it's all neatly wrapped up in 97 minutes. In a time where films, on average, are made for $50 to $100 million. In a time where directors need 2.5 to 3 hours to tell a sci-fi epic, this film is so refreshing. I loved Moon. If you haven't seen Moon and you like sci-fi films, go watch Moon immediately. And I mean immediately. The next film that you watch, make it Moon. I'm not sure if it's streaming on anything right now. I illegally streamed it. Whoops. Lock me up. But it's incredible. And whatever you have to do to watch this movie, do it. Because it is fantastic. Sam Rockwell is sensational. Sensational doesn't even begin to do justice for this guy's performance in this movie. He is so good. He is so electric. You cannot take your eyes off of his performance. He is single-handedly carrying this movie. And it is my favorite Sam Rockwell performance. And that's saying a lot because the guy has given some really memorable performances. But this one stands out as being super unique, super well crafted. He gives his all. You can see it in every single frame, in every single scene. The guy is giving his all, and it is fantastic. Moon is a sci-fi epic, and it is miraculous. 97 minutes, $5 million, first-time director and writer, shot in a little over a month, practically one actor carrying the entire performance. Everything is working against this film, and yet it works so well. Incredible stuff. The beautifully ironic thing about this movie is, despite it being devoid of humans, it is a very human story. It tells a story about what it means to be human, what it means to be a person, what makes a person themselves. Is it their memories? Is it their personality? It's a very layered film with what it's trying to say, and it does it in a very nuanced way. It doesn't say it to you in a direct, forced way. It's really doing its thing. And one thing I really, really loved about this movie, besides for all the things I mentioned, and this is a spoiler, so I'm giving you a warning, is it takes a preconceived notion of what we know about robots in sci-fi films, which was established by Stanley Kubrick in 2001: A Space Odyssey, with Hal, the character Hal. It takes our expectations of what that character is, and it completely subverts it. And it does it in such a great way. It really keeps you on your edge of, is this character friend or foe? Is this character helpful, or are they working against our protagonist? And it really subverts your expectations with that. And I thought that was wonderful, on top of all the other things that this movie gets right. The last thing I do want to say is I was super excited to find out that Duncan Jones had a spiritual sequel to this movie, 2018's Mute, starring Alexander Skarsgård, an actor that I really respect and really admire, Paul Rudd, Justin Theroux. And when I found out that it gives a little more context into what happens to Sam Rockwell's character, Sam Bell, post events of Moon, I was excited and I threw it on. 30 minutes into it, after I got what I needed, which was a 20-second cameo from Sam Rockwell's character, I turned that movie off. That movie was horrible. So bad. The worst dialogue I think I've ever seen. Painful. But that's all I got for you guys. Moon 2009 is a fantastic sci-fi epic. It is Miraculous.